Today I want to give you a 3-year review of my Tesla Model Y performance. I bought this car new in 2022 from Tesla Glasgow, and since then I've driven just over 60,000 miles. So I want to cover what it's been like to live with, particularly from a maintenance and wear standpoint, and any issues I've run into, and why after 3 years it's finally going back to Tesla. This particular car is a 2022 Tesla Model Y Performance, one of the first to arrive in the UK. It's a dual motor all-wheel drive with a 0 to 60 of just 3.5 seconds. I went for the stealth look with black paint and black interior. The performance model already comes with all the options, so I've not added any additional features. So numbers first. I've covered 60,175 miles, averaging about 316 watt hours per mile, which is equivalent to 19,000 kilowatt hours of energy. So a lot of people would want to know about battery health after 3 years. I recently ran a battery health check and mine's still at around 95% of its original capacity. That's with long road trips, daily use, cold Scottish winters, and I've not exactly been babying the battery. On the display, it's now showing 285 miles instead of the 309 when new. But in real world use, any range loss just hasn't been noticeable. And speaking of trips, that's where this car has really shined. I've taken it everywhere in Scotland, the NC500, the NE250, down to the borders, and in 2023, my partner and I drove from Edinburgh all the way to Croatia. We went through the Channel Tunnel, through Luxembourg, Germany, Slovenia, finally into Croatia before turning back to return home for a 13-week scan. What's incredible is that the entire trip cost me nothing in charging, thanks to a free supercharging offer. In fact, around 95% of all the miles that I've put on this car have effectively been free. That completely changed my perspective on driving long distances and why I ended up with a huge bill from Tesla on its return. More on that later. Now, in terms of issues, it's been pretty solid. The biggest ongoing annoyance has been curb rash. The 21-inch performance alloys look amazing, but stick out so much that it's almost impossible not to clip them. I've only had one change of tyres when I switched to Michelin Pilot Sport All-Season 4s 25,000 miles ago. These have a rim protector built in, and that's made a noticeable difference. These tyres still have at least 3mm of tread at the rear and 4mm at the front, so they're really lasting. The only proper repair has been a radiator fan with worn ball bearings. That was replaced under warranty. More recently, the brakes have started showing heavy corrosion and warping, but that's not surprising given how little they've been used day to day. Then I suddenly worked them hard on twisty roads. Beyond that, the car has been faultless. No electrical gremlins, no major build quality issues, nothing really. Inside, I've been really impressed with that too. I chose the all-black interior, and even after 60,000 miles, it feels like new, and it's really well put together. Tesla's interiors get criticized for being minimal, but I really like it. I also think the constant software updates keep it feeling fresh. In fact, that's one of the biggest surprises of ownership, the way the car has improved over time. When I bought it, features like Apple Music, the dog mode camera, and support for the Matrix headlights weren't there originally, but Tesla pushed them out over the air. It's like waking up to a slightly better car every few months. Even the energy prediction when navigating has become smarter, accounting for wind, temperature, and elevation change, which takes so much of the stress out of road trips. No other car I've owned has ever gotten better the longer I've had it. On a personal level, the car is tied to some huge memories. In December 2024, I actually slept in it at the hospital after my baby was born, when I could only be there for visiting hours. I know it sounds strange, but for me this has been more than just transport, from epic adventures to quiet nights outside the hospital. But now it's time to part ways, and Tesla, through British Car Auctions, has collected it for inspection. I had to prep the car, get the windscreen and the alloy wheel repaired, and of course, on the very same day, I clipped it again. Just typical. Financially, it hasn't been perfect either. I put down £15,000 and I paid £789 a month. Ouch. I also overshot my PCP mileage allowance by about 30,000 miles, which means a bill of around £5,500 in excess charges. At the time, it didn't matter. I was single and I just wanted to enjoy the car, but now with childcare costs, that extra hit stings. So after 3 years, how do I feel about the Tesla Model Y performance? It's bittersweet. Normally, I don't get attached to cars, but this one is different. It's been fun, ridiculously quick, cheap to run, and it's taken me everywhere. Across Europe, across Scotland, and into the start of my family life. That said, I don't think the performance is the best fit for everyone. The big wheels are fragile, the suspension is firm, and unless you really want the acceleration, a long-range model is probably the smarter buy. That's actually what I've done myself. If you saw my first video, you'll know I've moved into a used Model Y long range. It's cheaper, more practical for daily life, and it also has a softer ride. Looking back, would I do it all again? And honestly, yes. It has been incredibly fun to own. This car gave me memories I'll never forget, but now the practicalities of family life mean it's time to be sensible. So that's my honest 3-year story with the Tesla Model Y performance. I hope you got something out of it. These cars are a joy to drive, easy to own and charge. If you're thinking about getting one, you're very unlikely to regret it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.